BBC Radio Leicester. How often do you reach for your chopping board? Probably once a day, at least, when you prepare an evening meal or whatever. Well, a team at Loughborough University are in the process of designing a chopping board which allows you to use it with one hand. Who knew there was development to be had over a chopping board, for heaven's sake? It's brilliant. Well, the team are looking to start crowdfunding later this year to help make it a reality for those in need. Well, Ben Dunn-Flores is president of an organisation called Enactus. We'll hear a bit more about that in Loughborough. And Omar Almayeth, also part of Enactus. And you kind of joined together through that organisation, which is about encouraging, and I'm oversimplifying it, encouraging social entrepreneurship.
Exactly, yeah. So essentially, social entrepreneurship through local communities. So we're making businesses to help our communities develop and hopefully give them a better opportunity and empower people. It
kind of harnesses all that brain power at universities,
yeah, absolutely,
for the area in which the universities sit, I think, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think something I really like about Enactus is that you're around people that do other disciplines and other degrees, so you can really work together as a team and really solve problems together, which is incredible.
And Ben, that's exactly what's happened here. So you and Omar met at Enactus, and presumably there's a meeting of minds over a coffee or whatever. But I don't get where you thought of a chopping board.
Yeah, that's one of the great things about a society like Enactus. This is an idea that goes back 2 or 3 years now, but now we've been handed the baton and we're developing it. Mainly Omar, I've got to say, I can't take credit for a lot of this, but I'm leading the society and there's a couple other projects we've got too.
And Omar, the interesting thing with this is you've taken something that you would say, well, the chopping board's a chopping board. Okay, so you can have a different colour one, you can have a different material ideally, but you can have a pretty one or a utility one. That's about it when it comes to chopping boards. You've said, well, no, hang on a minute, there's something we can do with this, and you've invented something completely different.
Yes, so the previous team, they found out that a lot of amputees, they were unable to really experience cooking, and that's such a big part of people's lives. So we really wanted to give them that opportunity through cooking and making like chopping boards and other necessities for cooking to really let them experience it and enjoy their quality of life a lot more, because they can actually suffer from isolation. So that's something we want to avoid.
Yeah, particularly if it's something you've enjoyed to do before, or providing for family or friends or whatever it might be.
Exactly.
Just for yourself. Let's be honest. And actually, when I saw this story, it intrigued me because I thought, and in fact, I tried yesterday. It's not impossible. It's really hard chopping something one-handed on an ordinary chopping board. It's just really hard. It takes 4 times as long.
Yeah, exactly.
If it doesn't all end up on the floor.
And to show how hard it was, we developed a challenge called the Prepmate Challenge, where people spend a day with one arm in a sling to see how hard it is to perform everyday actions. Yeah. One of the ones that we found the hardest was tying your shoelaces.
I can't even imagine how you do that. So the chopping board has got sort of different zones in it, I think. It's quite a delicate... You've got a prototype built, which is why you've not been able to bring one in yet. But ultimately, it's multi-use. It's like...
Yeah, exactly.
Batman's belt of chopping boards.
Yeah, exactly. So essentially, we looked at all the other aspects of cooking and how we can incorporate that with in a chopping board. So like peeling, or just collecting water, or collecting certain bits of like vegetables and stuff, and chopping, of course.
Now, Ben, what's interesting, we were talking about this off air, that there's a company called Oxo that started to come out, I think in the 70s or 80s, with, I think it was originally a vegetable peeler, wasn't it, that would be suitable for people with arthritis. Incidentally, and by the way, they designed something that was not only useful for, actually they discovered everybody, because it just did it better, but also looked beautiful. And that's like the holy grail of design, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do with this chopping board. I'm a designer by course, and this is something that we want everybody to be able to use, partially because the market's bigger. And if we're going to make it a commercial success, we can make it cheaper for the people who actually need it by selling it to the people who want it.
And it's an interesting... It's sort of gone down in design history, that, hasn't it, of this piece of equipment designed specifically with people with arthritis. It's got a thicker handle, it's orientated in a slightly different way. And then to discover that actually, well, it's just better, was like a revelation at the time.
Yeah, there have been whole books written on the Oxo peeler.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So hopefully the Loughborough chopping board will be the next one.
Hopefully.
So whereabouts, Omar, so you've got a prototype.
Yeah.
You're looking for crowdfunding now.
Yeah, so right now we're on our end stages of designing and concepting, and then hopefully we're going to get into manufacturing, and then hopefully have a crowdfunding campaign launching during January.
And how much do you need to raise?
So I think it really depends on. I think crowdfunding is such a great platform because you can really understand the demand as well for the product. So hopefully, if we can get into like 10,000, that would be incredible. It would help with because manufacturing is so expensive, and like especially a lot of these manufacturers, they ask for minimum quantities. So you would need a lot of money capital. So hopefully,
because you can't just go make one.
Exactly.
They'll say, well, you need to make 10,000. What? Guys, best of luck. Will you keep in touch? Is there a website or something that people can go and see the prototype on?
Yes, we've got a website called Enactus Loughborough.co.uk. It's got all of the stuff that we're talking about and more, the other projects we're doing, the description of what we do as a society. We're currently revamping that, so it should be fantastic in a couple of weeks' time as well.
Looking forward to it. Keep in touch. When you've got one, will you bring it in?
100%.
And we'll have a go with it. I'd really love to. Thank you. Guys, thanks so much for coming and good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.